this is Shambhavi, and oh my god, it has been so long since I said that out loud. It has been 2 months. Yeah, oh my god, it's been 2 months since I said this out loud. It's crazy. And oh my god, also, I tried something new with my look today. The makeup is a little desi inspired. I am Indian, but like, yeah, there's like a bindi and like I'm wearing jhumkas. Yeah, it's like, and the funnier part is it sort of is mismatched because I'm wearing a sweatshirt for this video. And yeah, and the makeup is desi inspired. I hope that looks good though. Anyways, so for today's video, I'm just going to talk about the different kinds of people I've come across in college and how I have observed their personalities to be and how I've introspected to figure out what personality traits that they possess, negative and positive, are traits that I also possess. And I was trying to figure that out, and I suddenly thought that I should make a video about this because this is a really fun side quest that I do actually recommend everybody to do. It's really fun. It helps you introspect. It helps you understand yourself and others really well. So you should try it out. Let's move on with the video though. The very first personality trait which I found out to be very, very common in university students is the socially anxious personality. It is so common in university students, it's crazy. So, and I mean, I've possessed this exact same personality for a very long time. It is very, very hard to get out of your comfort zone, to not be socially awkward and anxious. And this personality trait, like I've seen it around so much in university. Keep in mind that I'm a first year university student, so I am basically like a freshman in college. So it is very, very normal for individuals to be socially anxious in the first year of college, but it's just the different types of personalities I've seen under this spectrum. Like, there's socially anxious people, but there's so many types of socially anxious people, and I feel like that needs to be discussed. That's what we're going to discuss in this video, by the way. And we're also going to talk about how to deal with social anxiety, how to overcome social anxiety. I think I've made a video about this before, but I just feel like this is much more vast as a topic in itself, and I've introspected a lot with whatever observations I've made about other people, and I figured out that I haven't exactly gotten rid of all of my socially anxious tactics that I've used to avoid social situations. So, we're gonna discuss how to get rid of all of those habits, how to implement newer, better, healthier habits, and overall just how to be a healthier person mentally. So, like I mentioned, the very first trait that I found out to be common in socially anxious people is that they are extremely judgmental, which is hilarious because, yeah, they're socially anxious. Now, the thing is, they're socially anxious and they think that everybody around them has the time to pick them apart, to look at them, to judge them every minute throughout the day. Now, honestly speaking, since in university, in the first year of university, or let's just say throughout university, you are quite literally surrounded by people your age and you know exactly how they think, and like most people actually do think exactly the way you think they think. um it just gets funny because you know that, oh, people are going to judge me, oh, people are going to say things about me, people are going to hate me, whatever. Are they going to love me, are they going to hate me? All of these doubts are like, quivered up in your brain, and it's okay to have these thoughts, but you need to focus on the fact that you should learn how to be unbothered by other people's opinions. That is extremely important. But here's the thing, the reason why socially anxious people are socially anxious is because they actually judge other people, and they think that because they judge other people, they think that other people also have the time to judge them, when in fact, that is not the case. Socially anxious people, I've interacted with a lot of them in college because now it took me 3 years to reach where I am today in terms of my overall like social energy. I was the kind of person who used to isolate herself, and I think it took me, yeah, it actually did take me 3 years. For the past 3 years, it took a lot of like trial and error and a lot of different habits to try, different journaling methods, different, m- affirmations, different everything, like quite literally just anything and everything. I tried multiple things in order to change my personality, and I feel like I did end up changing my personality a lot, and that's a good thing because I was genuinely very, very introverted and very, very shy. And it's okay to be introverted and shy, but it's not okay to isolate yourselves just because you're scared of interacting with other people. That is something that you need to understand. So, this one person that I know is socially anxious, does not like talking to a lot of people. I haven't really interacted with this person a lot. I've interacted with this person maybe like a few times here and there. And this person is very put off. They're trying to like isolate themselves from other people. They talk only a few times. They don't really interact a lot. And though I've come across people like this before, it's a little unsettling because whenever I do have a conversation about this person, with this person has something to say about other people around us. This person has something to say like, "Oh, look at this." Like they make observations about other people in terms of their physical like appearance, and then they pick them apart on the basis of their physical appearance. So when these people, when they say stuff like, "Oh, look at her shoes, look at his bag, look at his hair, look at her jewelry, whatever, look at how her clothes are," whatever, any of those observations are being made, and they result in any sort of judgment, they think that, "Oh, I am taking out the time from my day throughout, like I am taking out time from my busy schedule, from my busy day, to look at people, to nitpick them, to judge them. So other people might also be doing that," when in fact they don't. David Elkind is a psychologist, and he described this phenomenon in adolescence as egocentrism. I'm gonna speak more about egocentrism a little further in the video, but it's just that overall, people our age, teenagers, think that everything just revolves around them, and everybody, they're the center of attention everywhere they go, and everybody's looking at them and everybody's judging them, when in fact, nobody actually has the time to do that. So I think it's really good if you just put that in your brain and try to work through any sort of social anxiety that you do have. Second observation that I made is not exactly related just to socially anxious people. It is more like a human tendency that I've just seen around. And socially anxious people are more prone to letting this tendency take control and to letting this tendency have more control over how they live. And this, like, what I'm talking about is basically the fear of doing things that they've never done before, like the fear of just trying new things, the fear of stepping out of their comfort zone. It is very common in socially anxious people for obvious reasons, but it is also a human tendency normally and generally. And I feel like I've come across a lot of people who are scared to take risks, which is weird because you're in university, and university, always remember, the most important thing that you're going to do in university is step out of your comfort zone and try all of the things that you have never tried before. Do all of the things that you've ever been scared to do, like ever in your entire life. And the funnier part is, I actually ended up doing that. I signed up for the debate society of my university. Now, I've always been intrigued by the idea of debating overall, and I've always been politically active, and I just love reading articles and like talking about a lot of different scenarios, a lot of niche topics. So debating was something that did pique my interest a lot. However, I was, well, for the past 3 years, extremely anxious to actually go up on the stage and speak, to go up on the stage, hold a mic, step out of my comfort zone, and share my opinions, have a voice. That is what I was scared to do. And this year, I just decided to, well, just YOLO it. I went ahead and I signed up for a debate society in my university. In fact, I just filled the form out for it, and I'm extremely excited. University is all about having experiences that you've never had before. So before you start university, before you step into uni, please remember that you have some sort of transformation in your personality before uni and after uni, because it is extremely different from school. In school, you have a lot of people coming up to you and placing opportunities in front of you, and they really like wait around. They try to persuade you into doing these things, into trying new things. Nobody does that in university. There is an opportunity, you come to find out about it through whatever connections you make. Plus point here, let me add a point. You will only find out about opportunities that you may or may not be interested in only if you make connections. Because if you don't make connections, then how are you ever going to find out about whatever is going on around you? That is one thing. And the second thing is, yeah, you are going to find out once you make connections, but how are you going to make connections if you're socially anxious? How are you going to make connections if you're scared to speak up? How are you going to make connections if you're scared to approach people, to talk to them? Yeah, you need to step up. You need to step up your game. You need to change a little bit of who you are, not for other people, but for yourself. That is the most important thing that I've always said. If you ever end up changing yourself, anything about yourself, please make sure that you're changing it because it benefits you, or because you want to change something about yourself, not because other people want you to change something, and not because you feel like it will be beneficial to somebody else if you change whatever trait about yourself. So, like I mentioned, university is all about making connections, having experiences, and being socially anxious robs you of all of this. You're going to be in university for 4 years. 4 years. 3 to 4 years. So, you better power up. Because here's the thing, you can always make connections in the later years of university also, but a lot of this matters at the beginning of university. Like, if you make connections since the very beginning, it's just easier. Like, the load just gets easier as you move forward in university, and that is something that I've just noticed. And obviously, that is something that I've also gotten as a piece of advice from my sister and from a lot of other people that I know who are my seniors in university. So it's just a lot of genuine advice. If you have a socially anxious personality, you do need to do a lot of things to get rid of that personality, because you want to develop yourself. You want to become the best version of yourself, right? And in order to do that, you need to step out of your comfort zone. How am I going to step out of my comfort zone if I'm socially anxious? What are you saying? Shambhavi, you make no sense right now. Well, let's think about this. Let's work around this. Being socially anxious is okay to some extent, because there's this one particular percent of anxiety, social anxiety, that exists in every individual, which is more sort of connected to a person's moral values and ethics, which is why they're socially anxious in some situations. However, if you're just anxious in general and you just don't like talking to people at all, that is isolation. Again, going back to my previous point, that is isolation, that is not being an introvert. Do not confuse the both. Do not mix them up. Do not go around telling people that, oh, I'm just introverted, I'm not anxious, whatever may that be. So make sure you have like a clear understanding of what being an introvert and being like borderline sociopath is. Anyways, so apart from that, there isn't really a lot to discuss in this video, honestly. I just wanted to film. I just wanted to speak in front of the camera because I felt like doing that, which is why I just picked up a random topic to talk to you guys. Alright, so guys, that was all that I had for today's video. I really hope you guys liked it and enjoyed the video, took something away. I know I did not really give a lot of things to take away from this video, but I really hope you liked it. And I'm extremely sorry for the inconsistent posting schedules. I'm gonna try getting back on track. Yes, I promise. I swear. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye bye.